The incident we are talking about today happened in Guyong Town, Changshan County, Guizhou Province. Changshan County belongs to the Qiannanbai and Miao Autonomous Prefecture. It is a relatively isolated place, and Guyong Town is even more remote and isolated. On November 23, 2011, a big event happened in this small town. A villager, Lao Li, was driving his cattle home in the afternoon and passed by a remote garbage dump. Inadvertently, he took a look and found an object. He was so frightened that he ran away, and even the cow couldn't catch up with him. It was a burned remains of more than 1 meter long. Lao Li didn't see clearly at the time. It looked like a human being and another animal. He hurried back home. After returning home, the more he thought about it, the more he realized it was a person, so he called the police. The Changshan County Public Security Bureau immediately rushed to the scene after receiving the alarm. The scene was a garbage dump in Guyong Town, where many things are usually burned. The entire body had been charred. After forensic examination, it was found that only a small piece of the skull remained. The body was beyond recognition, and it was impossible to determine whether it was a human or an animal. But whether it is a human or an animal, it must be found out. If it is a human being, this is likely to be a murder case and must be investigated with all efforts. To be sure, more in-depth testing and identification would have to be done by a forensic scientist, but this is usually for better preserved cases. The remains were highly carbonized and the cell tissue was completely destroyed. The forensic doctor of the County Public Security Bureau was unable to identify the remains, so they took samples of the remains and rushed them to the technical department of the Guizhou Provincial Public Security Department for species identification. The next day, the police came to the scene again to investigate and found new clues, the wreckage of a motorcycle, with only the iron frame remaining and some burnt motorcycle tire marks. According to the on-site investigation, the wheels should have been tied to the motorcycle and burned, which is very strange. Normal tires should be installed on motorcycles. How come they are tied to motorcycles? Therefore, this motorcycle became a key piece of evidence. The police speculated that the remains of the body might have been burned together with the motorcycle. If so, would it still be an animal carcass? If it is an animal, then burning the poultry and livestock will not keep them tied to the motorcycle. At the same time, the forensic identification results of the technical section of the Guizhou Provincial Public Security Department came out. After